How's it going, guys? My name is AK, back again with another YouTube video, and in today's video we're rounding out the Control series, basically how to win every map of Control. If you want to check out the other ones, there'll be a link in the description to all of them, but in today's video we're taking a look at Moscow, so let's jump straight into it. So if you watched these videos before, you'll know exactly how they work out. Essentially, what I do is I show you how to win on the offense side of thing, because if you know Control, you'll know that offense is the much harder side to win on, and if you can win an offense round, you can generally win the game. So yeah, basically what I'm explaining is how on the offense side, you can get set up to capture both points in a round and hopefully try and win. And if that isn't the case, the steps that you should take to guarantee that you can get defense for the last round. So let's jump straight into that. So if you've played this map before, you're probably aware that you want to capture the B site first. Now B over here and then A over here. You want to capture B first simply because you can flood this a lot easier from the spawn, and in one of the recent updates that they've did, capturing the B site moves your spawns further up mid-map to make it easier for you to hit the A as opposed to them, because it used to be that this was really hard to hit simply because they had that far to run. I'll put their path in red. They had to run that far to defend, and attackers have to run this far to attack. So there's no way that you could flood the hill with enough players that you would ever have a chance of being able to capture it, which basically I think made the offense on this map something like a 5% win rate, and that's probably the maps where people were getting massively outslayed. But with the recent update, it's become a little bit easier. It's not that much easier, but it's a little bit easier with the spawns being pushed up a little bit. So B is where you want to go, going to want to go first. Let me just clear that. So essentially, if you know me, you know my thinking. It's 2 players to stack the point at any given time, simply because it massively increases the capture speed. Now there's a few good spots to play actually inside this point. You've got the trees on either side. There's sort of a tree thing here. Let me put them in yellow. There's sort of a tree thing here and a tree thing on the other side. If I can draw that in somewhere around there. You can sit on them, they're quite good. Sitting on this tree allows you to watch into the sort of the inside mid, but if you have someone sitting your half wall, maybe playing a tight angle so that they can't be shot from like the escalator side, they can't be seen there, but if they do push out to the mid map, they can shoot them in the back. That's quite a nice little spot to have your mid covered. Then this player can focus on, say, watching the top room up here, the top window. And then if you have another player set out just on the, maybe set up on the statue, and their job is to watch this side push. So that essentially gives everything covered. So this is quite a nice little spot. Player 2 in this position is a bit of a help. They can stack the hard point, sorry, they stack the control, and essentially they'll increase the capture speed. But they can jump up here, get any kills if player 4 needs help. They can quickly jump into the window if they need to pick a kill to help player 1, or they can rotate mid if need be. But essentially they're a bit of a do everything. But this is quite a nice strike. You've got everything covered. You've got the long street, you've got the inside window covered here by player 1, you've got the mid push covered by player 3. That's also this mid push here. The only really sort of place that they could come is a full flank all the way around the back, but again, are they really going to do that? No, probably not. So quite a nice little strat if you can get this set up in game. Now I know these strats are always quite ideal like in the videos, but sometimes in gameplay they're a lot harder to sort of actually execute because your players die and all that. But if you can at least cover some of these positions in the game, you're going to be onto a winner. So yeah, give this one a try. Now once you've captured the B point, you're going to have to look at trying to capture A. Now there's 2 ways that you can hit A. The first one is from the front, and the second one is from the back. Now if you've ever played this, you'll know that pushing the front doesn't work. Just don't even bother with it. With Control, you don't want to lose too many lives, because lives are what determines who gets defense in the final round. So if you're constantly flooding this, sending 2-3 players, all they have to do is have a few people set up on the back here, maybe one in the L wall, maybe one in the hill, whatever. You're just going to be throwing lives away. You're going to guarantee that you don't get defense for the last round, and therefore guaranteeing you to lose the map. So don't hit the front. Whatever you do, do not, especially one at a time. If you've got a bit of pressure in the back, maybe a player or 2 send the front to maybe pinch through the L wall side. I'll put that in blue to pinch through the L wall. But if you have no pressure at the back, don't hit the front. Just don't do it. With that being said, what can you do? I'd recommend pretty much all of your players pushing through, so you can send them from the back. If you do actually capture B, what you can do is you can make a quick wrap straight through here, especially if, say, you've had the player on the statue and the 2 players in hill, the one here, say player 3 was the one on this tree. If you get all of these to push through the back, you can guarantee a push out in the spawn, lock this down nice and early on so that all of this back spawn becomes yours, and then essentially you've got the map pressure that you need to make sure you can get the A site down. Now, you know what I say with stacking the hill, making the capture time fast. for A, this is even more important. If you've got one person on A, there is no way you're capping this. There's just no way. You're going to have to stack it with at least 2, 3 players. I'd recommend having 2 in, maybe 1 sort of on the middle benches, 1 just past the L wall, and yeah, then essentially doing the best. Have someone sat up on the balcony that's playing this back building, essentially trying to trap them in this far corner of their spawn. If you can do that, you're onto a winner. So, and then I guess maybe the last player just sitting in here, maybe behind the sort of another bench that's in here, and that does give everything that you sort of need to have covered, as long as this player too can cover the push through down towards the L wall side. But something like this should give you a good setup to keep them in their spawn. Now, I know not everyone wins every gunfight, but I think you're going to have to be on you have to be doing well, sorry, in order to have a good chance of winning Moscow attack. So yeah, I think if everyone's frying, everyone's shooting their shots nice and straight, then yeah, maybe you have a chance. But again, it's a hard setup, and capturing A isn't always the easiest. So that brings me on to the point, what if you're thinking, yeah, there's no way we're going to win attack. Maybe it's the second attack round and you got smashed on the first one, or maybe you're just not confident that you can win the gunfights enough to be able to get a good sort of position on the control points. So what do you do? Well, I've said this in the past 2 videos, so if you've seen them, you can skip this bit. But essentially, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stay nice and safe, pretty much in your spawn. You're going to want to play it as defensive as possible. Maybe have people set up in the top window, or people set up just head glitching here, peeking out, someone on the half wall maybe, someone watching the pinch. Essentially, you're going to want to sit in annoying corners. You're just going to be annoying and play the kills, because you might think, okay, we're throwing away, we're not going to win this round. Like, we know we're not going to win this round. So there's 2 sort of approaches we can take. We can flood the hill and give them loads of lives for the final round, or we can just sit at the back spawn, play the kills, push the life advantage in our favour. Generally, you do get more kills on the defense side of things than the offense side of things. So if you can sort of flip that, and on your offense even get even more kills, then essentially you're putting yourself in a pretty much perfect position to ensure that you get the defense for the round 5. So essentially, if you don't think you can win it, don't bother trying. Don't throw away those lives and essentially jeopardize your chance of winning the game in the end. So play it safe, play the kills, play on head glitches. You might have to resist the urge to jump on the point and try and do something. But yeah, it's a good strat to do if you don't think that you can win. Now, I know on the other guides I've gone a bit into what you need to do on defense on this map. Now, I don't really think there's too much that I need to go into on this map. It's pretty much sort of get the kills, get the map pressure. I mean, Moscow defense is not a hard thing to play. I think really most teams that even with quite a big skill difference between the 2, even if you put the worst team on defense, they're probably going to win it. It's quite an easy map to do so. But I guess with everything, it's about getting the map pressure and trapping them in their spawn. So if you can, send your players up, push them through into their spawn, and try and trap the enemy team as far into their spawn as you can, and then drain their lives. That's essentially what you're going to want to do. And really, with control, that is the tactic that you want to do. You want to get the other team into their spawn, in a spawn trap, so that you can either capture the point and slay out, or that you can just pick up a whole load of kills, get that kill advantage on your side, and try and get that last round for your team. But that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like, and yeah, check the link in the description. There'll be a playlist to all of my S&D guides, my control guides, and when Season 1 comes, if any of the new maps are competitive viable, I'll throw them in there as well a bit later on. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like, and also subscribe while you're there. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Have a good one.